would you go back to lockdown if you had the opportunity, or would you do a lockdown again?
I saw this debate the other day. My lockdown was TT, bro. 10-10.
Yeah, but that's because of the type of person you are.
Yeah. How many good barbers do you reckon there are in London?
Like 100.
Nah, see, yeah, no, it can't be that few.
Like 100, bro.
When people talk about slavery and about the effects that it still has to this day, for me anyway, the genetics of trauma that were passed down, I think trauma is in our DNA. What are your thoughts on that whole Noel Clarke giving him a platform thing?
There's certain interviews that I've watched of people talking on people that I don't like, or I don't like their opinions or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's just where it ends though.
You saying?
Why'd you look up to the sky like that?
I wanted to see if the lights was pointing in the right direction, and they are.
Fair enough. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of On The Rocks podcast with your boys, Sam and Sav.
Done no.
Sorry that the camera angle was just... I'm actually not in your mood today, bro. Sorry the camera angle is like this again. We said we're going to switch it up. Fortunately, we haven't been able to. I'm not going to blame anyone because it's not really anyone's fault. But
technical difficulties.
We're going to switch it up when we can. It doesn't mean that much anyway. As long as you can hear us crystal clear,
see us,
that's the main thing. And you don't really want to see a close up of this guy because you look quite bland today. You still need a trim. You're wearing all black. Sliders are a bit written off.
And I still look better than you.
You don't.
These sliders will never be as written off as your weird Velcro things that you used to wear around the place.
That's not what I used to wear.
You used to wear them Velcro things that look like they came over in the 80s.
I literally just kept them in the office. Why am I going to put like brand new... That's something you would do to try and flex on people. I've never owned
Velcro sliders in my life.
It's my dad's.
Big up him.
Yeah, so
he should be wearing them.
Yeah,
not
so
you.
You passed it down to me.
Clearly,
hand me down.
He had them from when he was 20, probably.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's calm,
bro. You know, I was gonna say there's actually I don't know if this is just me, but my parents have a serious hoarding issue.
Is it?
Yeah. Do you have a hoarding issue?
Nah.
I don't feel like you do. I feel like you throw things away.
I do throw things away. I try to give clothes to charity as well when I don't need them.
You actually? That's good, man.
It's important because a lot of people just keep bare things in their wardrobe.
Bare stuff,
and they
bro.
don't even wear it. It's been there for 8 years. They don't wear it.
My dad has like 100 belts. As in, a man will say, yeah, no, I wore this in 1994. I wore this when you was born. Yeah. And they're all still good condition, bro.
Yeah, because they take care of their things, man.
Listen, it's actually crazy.
The people them nowadays... they don't know how to take care of their things. Nah. Because they just get it willy-nilly.
But also the quality, and this is something that we actually need to talk about. Quality of garms, cars, like trainers, everything has just gone downhill, bro.
Yeah. But it's because things are designed in order to be replaced like rapidly. Yeah. In the same way, an Apple Watch or an iPhone or whatever it might be, they will design it in order to break down in 2-3 years. So that you have to begin to look into getting a new thing. And because they make everything so compatible with their own stuff, whether it's AirPods, whether it's a MacBook, whatever it might be, they make it bare compatible with everything but the competition, which is fair. That's business. But you're locked in. Once you're locked in, you're locked in. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing I don't like about Apple, and I don't know why the hell they thought that it was smart to do this. Why the hell have they taken away headphones from when you get a new phone? Or even like a charger head. What did they think this is?
Like the wire thing?
Yeah. They still have them. So why are you just not giving them when someone gets a new phone?
Because they want you to get AirPods.
No, but then like...
That's the whole point, bro. The whole point is go get more of our products.
No, but like even the head for the charger now then. That's actually stupid.
What, you mean the plug?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the reason, again, they're going to say, we gave you one before.
How do you know that I was on Apple before?
True.
It's poor,
true, bro. But why would you buy an iPhone? Like, that's the other thing. It's actually pointless to buy an iPhone unless you're already a Apple customer, in my opinion. Because you got to change your whole lifestyle, fam. Like, if you're like a Samsung user or an Android user in general.
Android even just sounds dead.
No, but what I'm saying is if you are one of those people, that's your life, fam.
Yeah. Certainly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you move on to Apple, you got to adapt to a whole new thing. Which I like if you want to do it. But, boy... If I had a Galaxy or something, I'm sticking to that, bro.
Galaxy.
I know, who's got that?
Who's got a Galaxy? My mom's got a Galaxy. Like, fair enough. But it's just not, the quality is just not the same.
It's not that.
But I was going to say, you see...
what are you telling me, by the way? How are you?
I'm...
Sorry, because you didn't ask me how I am, and I'm going to ask you how you are, innit? How are you? You're wearing like a corduroy number today, rolled up settings. I hear it. It's nice. You look good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Come on, man.
Yeah?
What?
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Why are you smiling like that?
No, because I thought there was something coming after.
No, man, look, you look like put together. Like, like normally it's a bit throw, like you've walked through a wardrobe, innit? And it's just, clothes are just attached themselves.
Yeah, I'm normally wearing this tax-free, but you know, I had a shoot today. It was good. But you know what, yeah? This year is going really fast.
You think so?
Yes. This year, we're already going into April.
Yeah, but everyone says this every year, bro.
No, last year was not like this.
Every year. Oh, bro, I can't believe it's this month already and da-da-da. Bro, we're
last year wasn't like this.
Listen, when you like you're touching 30, when you get to them ages,
stop doing that.
It gets to the point where
30.
time
If I'm
is
touching
more
30, you're touching 30.
Impossible.
It's not an impossible.
You're
a year younger than me.
You're literally older than me.
But you are touching 30. If I'm touching 30, because the distance.
How old are you, Sam?
I'm not saying how old I am.
All right,
but I'm a few years off 30.
No, you're not.
Yes, how you telling me? How you telling me? But yeah, no, I'm all good, man. Yeah. I'm all good. The year's going fast, working, grinding, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to say. Oh my gosh, it was literally in my head. Literally in my head. I can't remember it now.
That's good, man.
I can't remember it now. But yeah, now I've just been working, been at it, man. But yeah, nothing special really. Nothing special really. What about you?
John Wick?
Yes.
Bad man film.
Yes.
Bad man film.
Serious.
I can't lie, that film. But do you know what it is with John Wick? People are like, yeah, but it's just an action film. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's literally just an action film.
It's not real.
But they do it so well.
I don't care. Yeah.
But they do it so well. Like, anyone who goes to watch John Wick and looking for narrative, you're going to watch the wrong film.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the narrative on this one was stronger than some of the others that have been there before.
A little bit.
But it's still just what it is. It's
great action.
Yeah, it's just good action, well shot.
Yeah.
Like, Keanu Reeves is a bad boy.
Yeah.
Like, no one can't chat to me.
I would love to be in one of those films, man. I'd love to be in like an action film, man. Like learning like that craft and just being wavy, bro.
Big up my boy Rash, yeah. He's like a trained. He does acting, right? You know, anyway. Yeah, you've met him before. Flipping. He went recently to shoot for a film in Spain.
Swear.
And he was doing like stunt stuff, innit? And he'd learned how to use firearms and like all these different things for a film. He's living a movie.
That's wavy.
Man's learning how to like hold a pistol correctly, do all that. Fam, that's wavy shit,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, that
what?
Is wavy.
Like,
that
to
is
go
wavy.
And do that for action films, mad. Like,
yeah, no, I need that still. I need that. The thing is, I've done extra work. That's where I backed him.
Yeah.
But he's way more advanced than me. Like,
but he's been doing it for time.
Yeah, he'll get flown out to Spain to do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just the hours, especially when you're not like, and they don't rate extras.
Yeah,
they don't rate extras.
And he said the same thing. That's why you don't do it no more. You don't do extra work no more. Because they say that they just treat you like
10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, they treat you
one
like
sandwich.
Yeah, I hear it still.
One sandwich, bro.
And it's tuna and sweet corn or something.
Bro. And they expect you to just be living off tea and coffee, like mad thing still. What are you telling me though?
Good still. Good. I'm calm, man. Literally, what I do, watch John Wick. Just working, bro. Just working. You already know my thing, where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do. Just a case of like trying to find routine. I realize my routine's shot to bits, bro.
Routine. It's important,
like,
man.
My routine is so bad right now.
It's
like,
not easy, though.
Gym, scraping through 3 or 4 times a week max. Really, I need to be in there 5 times a week. Do you get me? Then it comes to the sleeping pattern. Sleeping patterns all over the place. Like, routine is not where it needs to be right now. But do you know what it is? I realized where I've got a few different things on my plate. Like, there's so many things that I've learned about how to like juggle and balance different projects. Yeah. Because if you're not organized, just forget about all of them. Yeah. Like, if you're not organized in everything, all of them will fail. Do you get what I'm saying? Not fail, but you just won't. It won't reach the optimum. It won't reach like
the levels you want it to. But I think it's just hard, bro. Getting older is hard, bro.
I hear it.
Like, fam, you actually, like, we've spoke about it before, but nah, I feel like, I don't know whether it's just the way I think, but I think we're living in the most treacherous times. Being an adult is crazy.
No, it's not. It is, but it's not. Okay, in terms of the most treacherous times.
Okay, not treacherous time. Obviously, there's been world wars and that, Yeah, they had bunkers and then
certain man lived through the Cold War. They thought it was good. Do you know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
Like, we're actually living in somewhat of a similar time to when the Cold War was going on between the US and Russia. Like, remember I said there's a theory that never even ended in the first place, yeah? Like, when my mum was born and when she was growing up, there was general and genuine fear that the world could end at any given moment.
Yeah.
Because they could just set it off.
Yeah.
Like, we've got nukes, you've got nukes. What are you saying?
Yeah.
And that was literally what it is. But it kind of feels like that right now. Like, North Korea, Russia, China, all these places have the capability to wipe a lot of people off the face of the earth. And so does the West. So it's like, we still kind of have that mentality of raw. Like, I remember when the whole thing happened with Ukraine and people were searching, can I get drafted into the army? Do you remember that?
I'm not going anywhere.
No, obviously, no one's going to draft no one. They got rid of the draft years ago, but it's not a fearless time we're living in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get twisted. It's not all roses and fun.
Would you go back to lockdown if you had the opportunity, or would you do a lockdown again?
I saw this debate the other day. My lockdown was TT, bro. 10-10.
Yeah, but that's because of the type of person you are.
Yeah.
Not really a social person.
That's not true. I was very social during lockdown. Legally.
No, but obviously that wasn't the only factor of it. Like, no trims.
I don't care.
No, like,
I don't care.
You're not allowed to be out. You can't really see your loved ones and stuff.
If no one had a trim, then we're all good. Do you get what I'm saying? Because everybody's scruffy.
Yeah.
It's when certain barbers was shagging it and trimming their brethrens.
Yeah.
And then you see man on road with a fade and you're like, nah, he's boying it. Do you get what I'm saying?
£50 though.
For what?
For a trim.
Trims. Them times. Some
even now.
I know. Did you see Harvey from Soul Solid talking about it? He went too in though. But it's not that deep. It's actually not that deep. And
I think it. I don't know.
Barbering is not a like societal service. It's a business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They have to deal with inflation the same way the man them do.
But if they're offering more, because that's what my thing is. Some of the experiences that I've had.
Do you offer more in your role when you get a pay rise?
100%.
I don't agree.
That's why the hell they give me the pay rise in the first place. If you offer more, you're doing more for your team.
I don't agree. Lots of people cruise by doing exactly the same job 2-3 years down the line, but they're getting paid $5,000 more than when they joined the company. Is it warranted to give them more money? No, but inflation exists. You have to supply your staff with what they need in order to get by.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is, barbers are the same.
But my thing is, if you're a barber and you're going to start charging more, then at least have a booking system. There's no way in this planet Earth, that a barber's going to expect me to wait 3 hours in a shop and you're charging me £25 for a trim. Even £25.
£25 is good.
For me to wait 3 hours, no chance.
Bro, man, I'm waiting like longer than that in order to get £45 trims.
Yeah, then you need to learn how to trim yourself. What the hell do you think this is? You think that I'm going to wait that long?
Bro, you're good. You don't even have a beard. They ain't trimming nothing on your face.
Yeah.
No, they're not. What are they trimming on your face?
Shut
up, man. No, stop that.
You can see as soon
you
as
don't have to pay as much as man pays for a trim.
Yeah.
So just don't even complain.
No, but it's still expensive though.
It is expensive.
Like when I went, obviously Qatar's a bit different, but the barber that was out there is a barber that I had when I was at uni. Charged man a pinky, yeah. I said, you know what? Because we're out here, I have no one else to. There was the few like Moroccan dons that were out there, not really trusting you. So I said I can't. But when I come back and because I put a poll on my story and I was like, oh, would you lot pay this? Man was saying that they pay this anyway. This is that, and they got beards and stuff. Like
and they just need to outsource. No, genuinely need to outsource. Go to a different barber. Do you know what it is? I've realized the man then will complain to the end of the earth about barbers being too much.
Yeah.
Find a better one for cheaper, or find one of similar quality for cheaper.
But there's not that many good barbers though, man.
You say that, but there kind of is.
I don't think there is.
How many men do you think there are in London? Like black men? How many millions would you say?
Is it millions?
Nah, probably not.
Like,
but there's a lot though.
100,000, 200,000.
I would say maybe more than that. 200,000
around our under our age, or even around.
No, forget our age. It's
just black man in general.
60 getting trims, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
there's a lot. There's
$500,000.
Maybe I don't know. I couldn't
know.
Tell you, but there's a lot of men.
That's
you think that there's only like certain? No, there's
how many black men in London?
Yeah,
I actually want to find out.
There's cool. I think there's 8 million people that live in London. something like that.
Yeah.
It's between 8 and 12, I think. Between 8 and 12 million people live in London. So how many people of that would you say are black men? Because go on.
So, okay. So in 1991, it was half a mil, just over half a mil.
So now we're talking millions.
So in 2021, it's 1.18 million black or black British in men, total. Yeah? But it's not men.
Oh, it's not men. That's just people.
Yeah, so that's just people. Why did they do that?
Well,
so that was probably half.
Yeah,
exactly.
half
so it's still half. Half a mil.
600 something.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
That's little, man.
That's not a lot, is it?
Nah.
But the point I'm making is that's still a lot of people. If you saw all of those people in front of you, like, wow, there's bare money. Cool. How many good barbers do you reckon there are in London?
Like 100.
Nah, see, no, it can't be that few.
Like 100, bro. I see some trims and some barbers, and some people aren't good at trimming.
No, some people aren't good at trimming.
Being a barber is an art.
It's a skill.
You have to be able to see how the fade is fading from certain different light angles. Like, bro, I've seen, fam, there was one video of I saw one barber in Africa or Nigeria somewhere.
Yeah.
He took it too far. But he was trimming with a knife.
Yeah, that's mad.
And it looked hard.
That's a talent still.
That's an art.
It's a talent, bro.
Some man, they don't fade well. They, like, I could tell you, if I'm going to trim you now, I'm going to go through the top with a 4. Yeah? No. Okay, whatever level you are. Go through the top with a 6. Yeah? And then when I want to...
through the top.
When I want, okay, leave the top. So I leave the top, yeah. So the sides, I'll go through it. I'll skin from like around here, yeah. And then this little bit,
you can't see that. It's on the other side of the camera.
Okay,
so
this little bit, yeah. I'll use the level 2 to like fade it. Level 2 to fade it. Level 2 to fade it. Then I'll go up a level to fade it into the top. That's like the basics. That's like the basics.
My barber is Turkish, yeah, and he.
Why did you silence me like that?
Because you don't believe in what? Because you're just wassy.
Do you not see that happen though when you're getting a trim?
You see what happened
when they go through it with level?
Yeah, but what you're saying is
zero
not
out.
Nah, what you're saying is not it.
You really think it's
they
not?
Go through different levels? Yeah,
exactly. They go through different levels.
First of all, he doesn't actually go through my hair. He takes all the clippers off, so it's at level 0, and skims it, so it's all one level. You know what I'm saying? So it's one, like, when I go barbers, it don't look like this. It's a combed out afro.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, cool. So man just does what he's doing. Then does the taper. Yeah, then does the taper and whatnot. But yeah, it's an art. Anyway, I agree with you. It's an art. Yeah. It's definitely an art. And big up all the barbers who do their thing. And if you charge a lot of money, then nobody can tell you. If people are paying, then that's what you're worth. If people are paying and they're willing to do it and they're not cheating on you,
come see. I think, bro, because there's some, you know what ruined the market really? Social media. In every hair category, bro, I'm seeing people that do braids paying £150 when the auntie but that's too much.
Bro, if you go Tesco now, I used to walk out of Tesco's when I was first living on my own, at 19 with like.
At 19?
Yeah, I moved out first.
Well done, man.
With like 4, maybe 5 bags of shopping. That's setting me back £50, maybe £60. Yeah. So let's call it £10 per bag. I walked out of Tesco's the other day with 4 bags of shopping that cost me £100.
What are you getting though?
Just things, groceries for my house.
No, but that means your standards changed as well. You get things that are more expensive.
It's the same things, bro. Tesco doesn't sell anything differently to what I used to get back in the day, bro.
Really?
£100 for £25 a bag. Deep that.
Yeah.
That's a joke thing.
And they charge for bags now as well.
My
days, I had a howl.
Is it? You got stopped for not paying for bags.
But I didn't get stopped, yeah. The woman, I put the bag in my basket area, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've bought alcohol, yeah. So she's come over and she's putting the alcohol through. And then she was like, "Oh, you've got a bag there, by the way. You've got a bag there, by the way." She was just repeating, "You've got a bag there, by the way." I said, "Love, I'm waiting until the end where it comes up and says 0 bags, 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags. You don't always have to scan at the front." Yeah. So I said, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And the reason why it was worse, because she was shouting.
I said, everyone's looking at you like,
"You've got a bag there, by the way. You've got." I said, "Hey, yo." I said, "I'm going to do it at the end. I'm going to do it at the end."
What supermarket was it?
Asda. every night now, every time she's saying cool to me. I think she even gave me a free bag one time because I know she felt bad. You know them ones that are trying to be too much. You're doing too much, bro. I know what I'm doing. I'm a big man to just not be scanning bags.
I had one of them in Morrison still. Same thing. It's just too on, man. Like something hadn't gone through with like, you know, like sometimes you'll scan something, you'll put it down, and it's like, oh, there's a problem with this item.
Yeah.
Cool. That had happened. Yeah. I had to ask, excuse me, can you come sort this out? It's not, I can't scan anything else right now. She's like, comes over. She's like scrolling through. First of all, to see if I've like actually scanned it, which is annoying because you can see it.
Don't do that.
It's at the bottom. Scanned it.
Yeah.
So you can see the items there.
Yeah.
But what you've done now is go to check if there's anything else that hasn't been scanned.
That's poor.
That's dead. So that's the first thing. Also, as a black woman, I didn't like that.
Black woman. See, that's what I was gonna. What I was gonna say. I didn't want to. I was gonna say, okay, if this is a white woman, fair, she could, racism and that. But that's when it's worse. You're supposed to be with me, dog.
Problems. Then she says, "Oh, you haven't scanned the bag." I said, "No, I have scanned the bag." She's like, "I can't see it here." So scroll up to the top. It was the first time I scanned. So she scrolled more. Oh yeah, sorry. But it's not good enough.
No, don't say, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I need a written apology still.
Yeah, it's not
I need
enough.
a discount. Because you know them people there, that's what I was even going to say. Because the most times that I've been stopped in like an Asda or Tesco or Sainsbury's or whatever, it's always been a black security guard or just someone. And it's like, bro, and I don't know whether it's familiarity or whether you have just, I don't know whether it's what you've experienced or what you've seen, but it's not good enough. It is not good enough. Don't look at me like I'm a criminal or I'm doing something wrong because of something that you've been told, or they say, oh, look out for this. You're supposed to be better than that and say, nah, I'm not doing that because that's racist.
I know.
And these are my people.
Just profiling.
It's terrible.
Your own people.
Your own
Profiling
people.
your own people. Bro, trust me, I've had the same things trying to get into clubs in Essex. You got these black bouncers on the door talking about, it's not that. All right, cool. Do you know what? Forget it.
That's what makes my blood boil above anything else. Anyone can do me dirty in life. Yeah. But when someone that I don't know that is black, does something to me that is unwarranted. Like if I'm doing something, then fair enough. But if you're actually drawing me out or you're making a situation of something that it doesn't need to be because of that, then bro, I'm always gonna look at you different still.
If black people had the togetherness of Turkish people, for example, or even some of the Eastern European communities or the Jewish community, brother, unstoppable. We'd be unstoppable.
But you know why that is? And I don't even want to get deep, but I deeped up. Well, I hosted an event the other day called Blackout 2023. My bro was taking people to Cannes, 50 black creatives to Cannes, and he was saying something along the lines.
Cannes or Kent?
Cannes.
Yeah. South France.
For the Cannes festival. Yeah. So he was saying something along the lines of slavery has a big part to play on how we treat each other because of the fact that even like, for example, parents to their children and how they beat their children, it's gone from generation to generation. If you look at where it started from, like, let's say slavery, bro, the beating starting there, but also in terms of us like playing against each other, it started there too.
Of course.
Like, who's going to be in the house? Who's going to be... Bro, it is deep. And I don't want to make it deep that, but it's sad, bro.
But also, that's like... That is just the surface level. Like, when people talk about slavery and about the effects that it still has to this day, it's not just like... It's not just the experiences that happened to our forefathers, right? It's... For me anyway, the genetics of trauma that were passed down. I think trauma is in our DNA when it comes to certain things.
Facts.
Most black people are afraid of dogs for a reason that is not explicable to them. Why do you think that is? It's because they were told to nyam us back in the day, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, anyone that doesn't believe, I don't see how a certain level of trauma can be inflicted upon your people and not be passed down. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's not possible. There's too much that happened to us for us not to feel it, like, still in our beings, in our essence. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's impossible, bro.
But you know what's so mad? Because I was having this conversation with someone recently. Like, do you feel like whenever you're in a position of, like, power, that you need to... one of the things that I always think of is like, or a feeling that you can have is if you're one of the only black people in a situation, you're always going to try to bring other black people into that environment because it's just natural. You want to be around your people, or some people want to be around their people. If someone doesn't automatically think that way, do you think that that's a problem?
Say that one more time.
So naturally, for me, for example, if I'm working in an environment and I don't see amount of enough diversity, enough black people in that place, for me anyway, I'm going to try and, if there's a role, I'm going to try to bring someone in, because naturally it will be good for them, but also like for me to feel comfortable. You feel comfortable around your own people. But if someone is in those positions and they don't think that way, is that a problem?
Do I disagree with that mentality? Yeah, I do. It depends what your reasoning is. If your reasoning is, I want to work with the best people, so I don't care what color you are, then that's your reasoning. Cool. If you think that the best person for the job is a black man or a black woman, then wicked. Put them forward for that. But I think that it becomes what sometimes tends to happen, and this is right or wrong in any instance, whether it's a white person or a black person, is somebody will get put forward and get the job based off favoritism, and then won't do the person that put them forward the justice of being like, oh yeah, my man did well to bring my man in, or whatever it might be. So I'll give you an example. It's very rare that I put people forward for anything, because it's my name that's on the line when you go forward for something and get it or you don't get it. But what you end up showing the people that I'm good with is, oh, these are the people that Sav is willing to put forward. So let's say, for example, I put a person forward for the sake of increasing the diversity in a place, right? And they're not qualified for the role. Not only am I setting them up for a downfall, because it's not fair on them, they're not qualified for the role, they're just there to tick a box. That's also not okay, because then you make the person look bad when all they need to do is get a couple more years under their belt, and then they'll be where they need to be to get the role. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think both things exist. Like I don't get it twisted. We work in a very white, male-dominated industry. That's just what we work in, right? If it was up to me, would there be more diversity? Yeah, 100%. But it's got to be done the right way.
I hear you, but I also think that the way the industry has been for so long, or in multiple industries, because we are the minority, people have been given opportunities off of the basis of just knowing someone. So I don't necessarily think that it's a problem if someone goes into those positions and they're not fully qualified, in my humble opinion, because it's been that way for others.
No, and 100% it has been. But the difference is they can get away with it because they're not the minority. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to us as black people, we're going to be scrutinized, and we're going to be persecuted, and we're going to be looked at under a microscope far greater than other people. And that's just what it is. Other minorities will not, like, they will have to deal with certain things, but not to the same degree, in my humble opinion, as black people and white people. Like, white people, like, it sounds a mad thing to say, but they're 10 a penny in this country because they're the majority, right? Black people are the minority in this country, along with the other ethnic minority backgrounds. But the point I'm making is, it will be rare in our industry to come across another black man at a certain level, for example, in a senior position. So let's say they've been handed that job off for merit, or they've been handed that job because they needed to tick a box. What they're doing now is, to the rest of the systemic racist mentality that exists in that industry, oh yeah, but I worked that black guy back in the day and he was dead. So, but that must mean they're all like that. Do you understand how we all almost have more, and it's fucked that it's this way, but we almost have more of a responsibility that shouldn't even exist. We almost have more of a responsibility to overperform in order to get to the same level that other people would, just for the sake of being there for a certain amount of time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, certain people just, here's the role, you've been here 4 years, you're due an upgrade. Yeah, here's this job. Just for being there. Not even being good, just being there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, it's a bit of a catch-22 when it comes to, like, saying, do you think that's wrong or right? Me personally, if I'm a black man and I'm in a role and I want to see other people of my skin tone or background, I'm going to put forward black men and women, because I would like to see them do better. And you're right, they should be given the opportunities, but maybe it's on us as black people to start our own things and introduce our own education to people in order to get them to where they need to be. Like, as me and you've been working in the industry for like how long now? Me a bit longer
like
than
15
you.
years.
I walked into that one still.
Got like 10 years, 50 years.
But like maybe it's on people like me who've been in the industry a long time to start schemes and say, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna bring young black people in and teach them how to use cameras, teach them how to use editing software, teach them how to set up a shoot, teach them how to organize like and direct shoot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it should be on us to do that.
Yeah, and for it to be young black people, and I'm not discriminating against any other group. Yeah, because I feel like every group has a problem or have issues, especially when you're the minority or you're a minority. But what I see nowadays is that because different groups have issues, they put all of those groups in one group and expect one solution to fix everything, when that's just not the case.
That's what you get issues like BAME.
Yeah.
That was a terrible. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
But it's because it's easier.
If
you put everyone under one bracket,
then you can say, that's one size fits all. Sort it out,
bro. You'll get a black man in one position, and then you expect every Asian person to feel happy about that person. That's not what they can be happy for that person, but they still want to feel represented in certain roles.
100%. And I think that it's not a stretch for me to say, but the black community seems, and I'd have less Asian friends than I used to have. When I was in school, I had a lot of Asian friends, not so much nowadays, but from what I understood growing up and being around a lot of Eastern Europeans, a lot of Turkish people, a lot of Mediterranean people in general, Greeks, a lot of Asians, is that black people and the black community is a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Not disjointed, but we have
disconnected.
Disconnected is the correct word. Like, we don't have the same togetherness.
Facts.
Like, Turkish people, there was a clip I saw the other day of I can't remember what it was, and I think it was on Drink Champs, where one brother was saying, I spoke to a Jewish guy, and this Jewish guy, have you seen the clip? No. This Jewish guy said, he's held $1 in front of me and said, you will never see this dollar. Do you know why you will never see this dollar? Because I will only ever spend this dollar on Jewish things. I'll go and get a Jewish haircut. After I've gone to get my Jewish haircut, I'll go to a Jewish grocery store. After I've gone and done that, I'll go and watch something Jewish. I'll go and do something, like, I'm spending it in Jewish businesses. This dollar will never leave a Jewish business, because other Jewish people will go in there, take the money, spend that money on other Jewish things. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turkish people do very similar things. Like, they've got their own businesses, they've got their own stores, they've got their own this. It's sick. I rate it. Like, if we operated the same way as them, brother, it would be like, it'd be game over.
But that's what I mean. It's just a mindset, and that's what I've deeped. Like, the reason why I started with that question is because the mindset of people just aren't in sync. There's some black people that don't think that way, that don't think for others, and you will never be able to make them think for others, because it's not even a brainwash thing. It's just a fact that they don't see what we see. They don't see the strength in unity or the strength in community. It will just, and it's so sad.
I hear it.
It is so sad, because in most industries, if there was that unity, we would be able to just thrive way more. Because sometimes you have black people in senior positions that don't care for black people, bro.
I hear it, bro.
And that's scary.
Very scary. But do you know what is funny?
And they hold the budgets or the things for people to do. Like, that's crazy, bro.
It's crazy. The problem is it also goes in the other direction now. So, like, I'll give you an example. There's a few scenarios where this has been the case, where a black woman might have suffered something at the hands of a black man, and they'll say, I didn't want to come out and say any of this because I don't want to tear down more black men than are already being torn down. That's the other side. That's not good. Like, I remember the situation with Ambush and Ray, where she's come out and said, I didn't even want to bring this to light because it's, I don't want to for another black man to be torn down, but what happened to me is not acceptable. Do you get what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. You saw what happened with that situation. That kind of just got brushed under the rug, which is a bit mad.
But I think it did have its
its time, but so there was that. Noel Clark. We can move on to Noel Clark.
Yeah.
Again, similar. I'm sure that the part, if some of the people that were alleged victims of what happened with him, then maybe part of the reason why they didn't bring it to light straight away, if they've got various different reasons, one of them might have been because he's a black man.
Yeah. And that's why it's nuts, because he's obviously now he's done a lot of interviews on, like, trying to say his truth on the situations and stuff. And there's two sides to that. There's the actual situation, and then there's the aftermath or the reaction to it. We can talk about the reaction, and then we can talk about the situation. I think that the reaction from people is interesting. Some instances is warranted because there's some things that people just don't want to see, right? Like, they don't want to see content of people given an opportunity to say something where they don't want to hear it. Yeah. And that is fine. But on the other end, I think people are getting onto Zeze because they were saying that, why are you giving someone like this a platform? Then she was saying, we've got other journalists and broadcasters that give murderers and pedophiles and all of these terrible people opportunities to speak out about their thing, whether they're guilty or whether they're not. There's documentaries, there's films, there's everything on these type of people that people take in, they love, they enjoy. Like, do you know what I mean? So when I saw the reaction to that, I found it really interesting, and I think that she got that reaction because she's a black woman in that space.
I'm just getting it up to read out so to give context to what you're saying after, but continue.
So she's a black woman in that space, and people are like, how are you gonna be doing that? Like, oh, you're just doing this because it's gonna get you views and this, that. Yeah. And I hear that side of it, but at the same time, it's difficult in that scenario because no one who are we? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Who, like, I can have my opinion on his situation. I can think he was terrible, think he's the worst type of person, whatever. There's also a series of murderers on Netflix that I think are all terrible people. But I watch it and I'm waiting for the next season because it's interesting.
And they've been given a platform.
They've been given that platform.
And Netflix, no one really slates. Do you know what it is? There was the whole Cats. What was it called? Don't Fuck With Cats.
Yeah.
When that came out, a lot of people were saying that you shouldn't have given this man the limelight because this is what he wanted, right? Remember? Did you watch that? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Like, I hear that. Yeah, the whole thing's mad. Like, my man's crazy, clearly a psychopath, but I understood why people were saying that. Also, maybe it might save lives. Yeah. Maybe more people might look into being a little bit more cautious with who they're linking up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me read you out the London Hughes tweet about what she said about Zeze, because I think I also don't like to see it when it's like, anyway. She goes, love you, Zeze, but this isn't it. I'm actually shocked. The dude has ruined lives. Not everyone deserves your platform. Now, that's her opinion. She's entitled to her opinion. To dissect what she said, love you, Zeze, but this isn't it. I think for me, what you're saying when you say that is you're kind of about to say, I rate your thing, but I don't like what you're doing.
Shout her though. If you really love someone.
Right. So my thing is, you've kind of copped out of actually saying what you want to say here. Yeah. Because what you're doing is almost saying, it's like, no offense, but that's what that kind of reminds me of. And that's dead. She goes, the dude ruined lives and not everyone deserves your platform. Again, like, it's her opinion. If you don't think somebody deserves Zeze Millz' platform, then that's your opinion, but it's not her prerogative to decide, I'm not going to do this because I don't think he deserves my platform. If she's going for the journalistic angle and she's trying to do stuff in order to shed light on something or just to cover something to get answers from somebody, very few people seem to have an issue with, when there's talking, having a podcast with my man and doing the same thing. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So then on top of that, she said the dude has ruined lives. Now, again, this hasn't been proven or disproven yet, right? Right now, it's literally like...
It's up in the air.
Well, also, it's like social media nowadays is literally the trial, the sentencing, and the execution when it comes to cancelling. So as soon as it comes out...
much power.
Bare power, bro. So then she responded saying, did you tell Gayle King this, or Louis Theroux or Ross Kemp when he sits down with actual convicted criminals who are in jail? He hasn't even been asked to come in for a conversation by police. My job is not to sit down with people I like. My job is to provide a space where people can speak freely, and you make the consumer, and you as the consumer is free to make up your own mind.
Facts.
That's a fact. And if she's saying that that's what her platform is there for, nobody else can tell her what her platform is for. Do you get what I'm saying? The London Hughes comedian girl now comes back and says, respectfully, Gayle King and Louis Theroux aren't interviewing people on their own YouTube channels. They're on television. They don't own the network. They don't get to make the decision on who's on their show.
Yeah,
bogus.
They do.
Bogus. If anybody thinks that Ross Kemp or Gayle King or Louis Theroux don't have a say in who sits down in front of them, delusional.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Delusional.
They definitely do.
Silly. Then she goes on to say, they do the job they signed up for. This is your own personal channel and platform. This isn't the news or the BBC. You had a choice. You chose entertainment over morals. I just don't agree. I just simply don't agree with that statement.
That's how she really felt.
I hear it, and fair enough.
From the start.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do the whole "I love you," but like that's kind of silly.
You didn't mean it. You didn't mean it.
And also, it's like, if you actually felt that way, why does it need to become a public thing? Like, if you actually have love for a person,
it's okay for you to feel that way.
Yeah, but
there's certain interviews that I've watched of people talking on people that I don't like, or I don't like their opinions, or whatever.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
Yeah,
that's just where it ends, though.
That's it. Like, do you know what's crazy? I was watching an old video of Simon Jordan and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV.
Yeah.
And bro, their thing is actually a joke. That whole discussion was so dumb.
Yeah, it was.
They do exactly the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
And he was trying to get onto him. Yeah.
For opinions.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a problem with somebody's opinion, all you have to do is just not tune in.
Yeah.
Right? It's quite as simple. It's quite as simple as that. But what are your thoughts on that whole Noel Clarke giving him a platform thing? Like,
I don't think it's wrong to give someone a platform like that. I think that it depends on how you orchestrate the conversation. Like, that's the main thing.
You've watched it, right?
Yeah. So if you going through it and watching everything and seeing how he was, I watched a bit of the Winners Only podcast, but there's no point of me doing both. Like, do you know what I mean? I watched that. She asked him questions about the case, asked him questions after he answered certain things, and then that was it. She shared her opinion on certain things, but they weren't opinions that made me think, oh, Zeze, you're pandering to the guy that this is in front of you, and you just want to. It's how you feel. I can tell her character by a lot of the videos that she's done. So there's certain opinions where she's talking about how she views harassment and how she views certain topics. That is going to be the case, whether Noel's involved or not. Mm-hmm. If she's saying that, if someone comes up to me and they ask me something and I tell them to stop and they don't stop, to me, that's a harassment. But if they say the first comment and I tell them to stop and they stop, that's not harassment to me. That's how she feels. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I almost kiss the microphone. But that's how she feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like, when I listen to it, I'm going to be honest and say that there were certain points where I felt sorry for him because of some of the things that he was saying and how he was treated and how he was fully cancelled. But the reality is, if you do something like that, or you do multiple things, or you do things where people can interpret that on 20 occasions, then it's unfortunate, bro. But you've got to deal with those consequences. Now he's trying to make the comeback, or he's trying to do what he's doing, you do that. See how people react to it. Like, that's just it. Did you leave it a bit too late? Because 2 years, people are gonna think, oh, you're getting all your answers straight. You know what you're gonna say. All of those things. Yeah, people are gonna think that we're humans. Like, that's the reality. But there's gonna be over half the people that thought you was a terrible person that will still think that you're terrible. There's gonna be people that think, oh, maybe we done him dirty, but it's life. You shouldn't have. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what those conversations are there to do.
Yeah. I think it's tough when, like, the numbers are so vast, because 20 is a big number.
Big number, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously not all of them are sexual assault allegations or sexual harassment allegations. But wherever there's allegations and there's 20 of them, people are always going to go to, there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
That's always where people's mind is going to go to, even if it's 4. 20 is a big
20 is
number.
a lot, bro. And you've been in the industry for a while. And the thing about it is, like, there's people that have, like, and that's one thing. That's why it's interesting, because there were situations where he spoke out about, he thought that they were dealt with and they were one of the instances. You can deal with it and he can still feel hurt about it, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to add to, I wouldn't say the character that they're trying to say he was. But if there's countless situations, then you, like he said, he took a step back and started thinking, what did I do in that conversation? What did I do in that? That's what it was for. Like, do you know what I mean? You have to take a step back and realize you did these amount of people dirty, and you're gonna have to change. Like, he's not in prison. He said the police didn't come and check him. He said he stops doing certain shoots and stuff like that. In this day and age, unfortunately, if you're in the public eye and these things come out, it's gonna affect your work.
Of course it is.
In every instance.
Of course it is.
So it's deep. Like, but the reality is, you got to deal with the cards that you're dealt now because of actions that you took at points where you didn't think it. Like, things change. He said he started in the industry. Kidulthood was when.
Bro, that's like what, 07?
Then adulthood, and then other series, bro. He's been in it for time. He was talking about how what he found normal to speak to a girl, like, or you wouldn't do the online thing. You would check a girl at a bus stop and be like, "Oh, like what you saying," and stuff like that. Nowadays, that can actually be seen as you're harassing someone. You speak to someone in the gym, you're harassing. You look at someone in the gym, you're harassing.
Yeah.
So people have said, the reason why some people are. I've seen anyway that some people agree with some of the things that he said is that it is harder to speak to women now.
No, it is, but there's still a line.
Facts.
Like, the fact that he admitted to the whole bit where he said, yeah, there was a girl, I made a comment about her bum, it wasn't appropriate. He admitted to it, right?
Yeah.
What else has happened that's not appropriate that you haven't had to admit to because it hasn't been brought to light?
Yeah, facts.
If there's 20 allegations, there's probably 20 that haven't been filed. And
if you admit that that was wrong, and you know that that was your character, it's not a situation, it was your character. Because I think they said, I can't remember, I don't want to misquote him, but he said if that were to happen again, or there's been instances where, like, he was talking about the office situations and, you know, where people have their flings and you say, oh, you look nice today and stuff. If they're feeling you, cool, it will be calm. If they're not, it's a situation.
Even then in an office environment, probably still shouldn't do that because they might not feel comfortable with other people. Like, brother, there's so many different angles to it.
Exactly.
Like, at the end of the day, a level of professionalism is paramount when it comes to people in your position.
Facts.
Because, you, like we said it off camera, you, like, to anyone who's trying to get into the industry, women are going to assume that Noel Clarke can open or close doors for them. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're going to abide by certain things that you ask for them to do, or they might not make as much of a fuss about you saying something sexually inappropriate because they simply don't want to get blackballed. There's been so many people that have gone through the same stuff, whether it's Epstein, Weinstein, any of these people, bro. Obviously to a greater scale, it seems like, but it's like, bro, it's the same thing. Like, there's people who, like, it's mad. Look, all it takes is for people to have a level of fear for their mouths to never open. How long did R. Kelly go unchecked for?
Facts.
Do you get what I'm saying? So many people go unchecked just because of fear.
Yeah.
And because they have weight and hold clout in the industry.
Yeah. And it's just what, like...
And he was almost untouchable. Not untouchable, but
he won a Brits.
Bro,
was it a Brits?
I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it was something. He won something and then literally a week later, all these things come out. Something like that.
Was it a Brits?
I can't remember what it was, but it was a big deal.
Big deal.
It's a big deal.
What he won, the award he won,
it's a big
you don't
deal.
win it until you're, like, much older than he is.
And don't get it twisted, like what he's done for culture and stuff in the UK can't be slept on. It's amazing. It's like what he's done is, but that doesn't mean that he then
untouchable.
Yeah, bro, you're never untouchable.
Yeah,
never untouchable. Louis C.K., I mentioned it to you off camera, comedian who's one of the funniest geezers walking the face of planet Earth to a lot of people. Still did the mad thing. Yeah. That doesn't make what he did all right just because he's a funny guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, defo. But and that's okay. We're allowed to have these thoughts on these people, but what people shouldn't do is police how people use their platform.
Yeah.
In terms of these conversations, because if it was a different type of convo and she was like fully like trying to make it seem like it was something else, or she was fully like being in man's corner. This wasn't the case. Even the winners only podcast,
they asked hard
wasn't
questions,
the case.
Yeah.
The hard
From what
asked
it
the
seemed
questions.
Like, I haven't watched all of it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, snippets. If that's the case, then let it be. Let it be that. Like, Chucky did an interview with the Muradon. Let them use it. He was having a conversation with someone that, like, why do people think that it's okay to be like that? I just don't get that.
Yeah,
I just don't get that.
It's the same as the Young Spray did the podcast with Tommy Robinson.
Yeah,
like, that's his platform. It's whoever he wants to have on his platform. It's up to him. And if you don't like that and you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't feel like it's always necessary. Don't get it twisted. Would I have Tommy Robinson on here? No, I wouldn't. But that's our platform. Do you get what I'm saying? It's up to us.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Someone like him, like, I would want to have interesting convos on here, but there's people that we wouldn't feel comfortable doing. Like
100%. Interesting conversations is one thing. Like, and that's
but characters like that, it's different. But then that's what I'm saying. It depends on how you feel.
Literally,
it depends on how you feel.
Exactly,
it depends on how you feel.
You.
And it's just interesting how people see those things in it. One thing quickly, because we're gonna have to go. Yeah.
Go on.
But there was another podcast where the Sideman and Zeze actually got Shaq and Tanya on their pod to talk about their relationship, what they're gonna do after Love Island, all of this stuff.
You said the Sideman.
Sideman, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said Sideman. Sideman and Zeze had Shaq and Tanya, and they were talking about what they're gonna do after. And Sideman was on to Shaq. He was saying that you think that you're not gonna be out, you're not gonna go back to your day-to-day job. The next Love Island is in 6 months. You're gonna be forgotten. This, that, going in on him. And I'm thinking like, the reason why that really made me feel away, because I didn't even like Shaq and Tanya in the first place in Love Island, but I don't know them. Yeah. But when I saw them on that platform, I felt like that was wrong, bro. Like you didn't need to do them like that. Like let them feel like, okay, we've got 150,000 more followers than we did before. Let's try and do something with this. Even if there's been other failed Love Island contestants, let's try to do something. Not say, oh, you're gonna be back in your job in like, and they're black, bro. Put them on or tell them something. You clearly think that you know the formula or you've seen something. Say, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. Don't just like start shitting on them and making them,
slating them.
It was deep, man. It was deep, man. That was a highlights, man. I didn't like that.
But he's. Do you know what it is with him? I feel like he's gone from being like, in his mind, the people's warrior, right, to being like, right, everyone started saying F me. So do you know what? Cool.
Yeah.
He's done like a 360 heel turn.
Yeah.
And now
his name, everything.
He's like, cool. Who's Sideman? I don't know who that is. David Whiteley.
Yeah. And that's fair.
That's what man's on now. Cool, isn't it?
That's fair. I think I actually saw a video recently, literally before we started filming, of him saying that he took it too far. That's one thing I do like about him. If he feels like he's done something wrong,
he's self-reflective.
He will turn back on him.
He's self-analyzing. Can't say the same for a lot of people, man.
Yeah. You're not really like self-reflective, but you're trying. You're getting better.
I'm very self-reflective.
You're getting better. Like we spoke about it.
Can't say the same.
I reflect every single day on how I can be a better man the next day.
People I've met.
I'm defensive to people that don't know me.
Okay.
So maybe that's the problem.
Maybe
that's the problem. Maybe you need to know me better.
Okay. You watching OTR. You watching That's Not News. Listen, appreciate you tuning in. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think of the topics we've touched on today, and we will see all of you lot next week.
Peace.